Straight out the boot room to Wembley, our second home. We come to conquer, no, we never walk alone. We dominate the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cop. It's all for one and one for all. Pass a move, we're talking total football. Here we go again, Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, it's the Liverpool crew. Pass a move, 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 it's the Liverpool crew.
Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. The Reds are into another semi-final. It's a nice feeling. Didn't get to experience this last season, did we? It was fucking shit show all around. So it's nice. Massive improvement from the United game last night. Just a fantastic all-round performance. We'll get into a couple of what we've done because everyone pretty much played fucking brilliant last night. We're going to talk about a couple of players quickly, but then we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about a couple of others that we've chosen. But I mean, as I say, every player from fucking Kelleher, who had nothing to do, to be fair, to Gakpo up front, was very, very good. It was just, as I say, it was just a very, very solid, wonderful all-round performance. It's weird, isn't it? Like we had the negativity of Sunday and dominating, although not doing anything with the ball against United, to what we seen last night. It was like two polar opposite teams.
I was going to say that, to be honest. We played very similar to how we played against United, but we found them gaps and we made the space that we didn't make against them, and that was the difference. I thought we played very similar. We played out wide. We tried to make things happen, but luckily last night it worked against United. They were just too tight. They didn't want to come at us. Phone, shut up. Like, yeah, I was shocked when I seen the team, when I seen the starting 11. As much as I want to go into every game with the strongest side possible, Arsenal's just too big to risk. And once I'd seen the team, I was pleasantly surprised, and I was proper for it then. Couldn't wait. Seeing their team, and their team is obviously as strong as it possibly could have been, I think.
I think -1 or 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Paquetá and Ward-Prowse on the bench was a surprise to me, but other than that, yeah, it's what I expected.
Yeah, they were strong, and obviously if we you expect our second string players to be able to beat teams like West Ham when you say second string, but you know, we played a few core players there. And you know, I said the other week, I think you'll see Van Dijk. I think you'll see a good core, but I wasn't expecting that strong, right?
No, it was a surprise. I mean, Kelleher getting a nod, I think, was fairly obvious. Who, as I say, had nothing to do. The West Ham goal, you can't say anything about it. It was just a good goal from Bowen. I think Quansah.
No one saved it. Alisson doesn't save it.
I think even Quansah, you know, I think the commentator said it's the first thing he's done. Carragher, it might have been said it's the first thing he's done wrong in a Liverpool shirt. And to be honest, I don't even think he really does much wrong. I think it's just unfortunate. I think he wins the ball and hits it back against Bowen, and the bounce of the ball just kind of beats him. I don't think he's done a great deal wrong. To be honest, I think he's just been unfortunate.
Yeah, I'd agree. So when you see the goal, the way he brings the ball down in the first place and tries to go past him, it's just a look at the bounce, isn't it? Other than that, he never put a foot wrong, and he hasn't put a foot wrong. And again, he's a young lad. He might make the odd mistake where he's out of position or whatever, or he keeps a player on side, stuff like that. You've got to expect that sort of stuff off a young lad who's still learning. But fuck me, he's good. He is good. He just. I was saying to the lad next to us yesterday in the match, for me already, he's a step ahead of Canate, and he's a step ahead of Matip. I think he should start.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I do think he's like Van Dijk in the sense of when Van Dijk's playing well, Quansah looks even better. I think anyone looks brilliant when Van Dijk's playing well. But yeah, it's just exciting.
I think it's just the frame of him,
he's got the aura.
Yeah, the demeanour of him, just everything about him is just, you can tell he's modelling his game on Van Dijk, and obviously playing next to him, yeah, he looked fantastic, to be fair.
And being row 3 of that Cup and seeing Van Dijk that close, he is a fucking colossus. He's massive, and he was phenomenal yesterday.
Yeah, he was.
Even then, the elegance of the passing over the top with the whip on time and time again. It was just a fucking joy to watch that close up and see him at his best, because he was although he never had a lot to do, the stuff he had to do, he made look absolutely piece of piss. He just made it look a breeze. And I think that when he's in that form, I think that's when teams do decide what's the fucking point in going at them.
Yeah.
Because what is the point? And he's got that respect again off I think, defenders where not many are going to run at him.
Were you surprised at all? Like, obviously, a lot of credit's got to go to us and the way we set up and things like that. But were you surprised that West Ham weren't able to create anything at all until they scored, really?
No, do you know what I've said loads of times? West Ham are one of them teams that no matter what form they're in, they always seem to just stumble. I don't know if it's the fucking David Moyes thing, because, you know, he's got that in the locker, hasn't he? I don't think he's ever won at Anfield in about 21 games.
Yeah.
Poor bastard. I just think they stutter every time we play them. And as good as form they could be in, and you look at like the likes of, say, in the past, your Antonios, and you think, oh, we could fucking destroy us here. They just don't ever seem to do it. I think once or twice in a fucking about 20 games, they've troubled us. We always seem to just come out on top by a mile. So, no, not really. When I seen our team and our setup and how we started, again, exactly like Man United, pressing, going at them straight away, trying to find that passing behind and having shots from far out. It had that feel straight away that if one doesn't go in the first half an hour, it could have the United effect. But luckily, we got the goal, and it turned the game on its head. Then it was all in our favour. We didn't look in doubt at any point. And when they did sign it, the defence was just on par. They were fucking on the same wavelength, which is hard again with different defenders and a different keeper every fucking couple of weeks. But they were fantastic.
Yeah.
Every single one of them who played last night, the lads who started, the lads who came on, fucking tremendous. Every one of them.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, Quanta, he set up the first goal, breaking up the play. I mean, gets the assist. It was a 3-yard pass, like, but he had to be there to break up the play in the first place. That's the more important part of it than the pass. But even like Gomez and Tsimikas, I thought were brilliant. Even Gomez, when he went to left back, was still very good, which I was a bit surprised about because I don't like him at left back whatsoever. But even when he switched last night, he was still brilliant.
I think it just depends what Gomez turns up, because he's got it in his locker to be brilliant. We've said before, haven't we? As a right back, he is a player. Spot on. If you take that role of centre half away from him, where if he makes a mistake, he's caught out. At right back, he's able to, and we've got players back. But no mistakes yesterday. He was just on it, and I love to see it. I love seeing the lads who have struggled in the past play well, because I don't get these people who are made up when a player's they called shit, stay shit.
Yeah, it's a weird mentality.
Tsimikas, again, a big fucking shout out to him, because he was classed as down and out. I think even myself, after a few games,
I was one of them.
I said to him, I never said to him, like, it wasn't in the same room with Tsimikas. I said to the lads, I think he's done. I don't think he's anywhere near what Andy Robbo is, and we're seeing that now already in the last probably 3-4 weeks. You're out, so does Andy Robbo get straight back in the team? Because he's been brilliant. He's brilliant getting up. He's brilliant getting back. He tackles hard. He has the passion like a scouser, like Andy Robbo has. He's got that fucking feistiness about him, and he's growing in confidence. And that's what football is. Football's a confidence game. If you get behind the lads who are struggling in the ground, talk in the pub, talk on your podcast, say, I don't quite know about him, but as long as you're in the ground and you're not fucking telling him that, you're getting behind them, you're cheering them, they can always fucking come out to the side. And I think he is again. He's been superb the last few weeks.
Yeah, and it's not even a case of like he's just not like doing anything wrong or anything like that. Like, there's been times where he's standing out. I think even when we haven't played great the last few games, other than last night, he's been one you've looked at and gone, you know what, yeah, you've still been really good. You've probably been one of our best players. So credit to him. He can come out of that. It sounds weird to say come out of the period where we haven't played well, looking good. Everyone looks good because we've still been winning, like, but you know what I mean? It's like no one's questioned him in the period where the team hasn't been playing as well as we could have been.
Yeah, and that's it. It's like, I think I've said it for ages. It seems like most players have that dip at the same time. it's not just one player who stands out for being shit. I think the team just drops off and players start making individual errors, and it does stand out that everyone just looks shit. But when they look bad, because they've got no support of other players, it looks even worse.
Yeah.
And a few players like Simicas, like Gomez, like Endo, one mistake and you've got the force onto them, wanting them gone. But say it's great to fucking see them coming out the other side and playing well again. And they will have drops in form again. Every single player will. Salah will, Alisson will. They'll all make mistakes in the future. It's just how we respond to it. And I think we are, as a fan base, a little bit knee-jerk when someone does have a few bad games. We count them out. And, if it's been going on for like 18 months and you're still not seeing the best of someone, as we'll discuss later, then, yeah, you do question, you go, but to be fair to Simicas, it was a few weeks. It was a few weeks of a bad spell that we've seen him at his best. We've seen him have a bad time whilst we weren't playing great, and now we're seeing him back probably the best he's been. So he's fucking quality.
And I think his drop in form really come at the start when he first had to come into the team to replace Robertson. Like, it's almost like he had to sort of get used to playing properly with the team again. Just had to find his feet a little bit all over again. It was almost kind of like he was a new signing in a way, a little bit, just because he hasn't played regularly. Robertson, he's one of them players who just never seems to get injured, so he's never really had an extended period in the team where he's had to play. And so I think it was just maybe a case of him finding his feet a little bit again, and now that he has, he's flying.
And it's an hard system to not be involved in and then be thrown into. It is hard because the fucking work rate he puts in, like, again, quality, but fucking everywhere yesterday. So I'm made up. I'd love him. I'd love got once that attack by Gomez, like everyone. It would have been like a fucking Tony Hibbert, I think. If he'd have scored, he'd have ran on the pitch.
No, after they got to sorry, just gonna say after they got to like 4-1.
My God, I will get a word in.
No, you won't.
No, just he's been here years. He's fucking been a big, massive part of all the success, hasn't he? So for him to get not have a goal is a bit mad. But when he will get it, he'll eventually get it. I don't know why we give him the next pen. Fuck it.
I keep saying that. Now, when it got to 4-1, I was at a point where I was like, right, just make sure Gomez is on the end of it. Get Gomez in the box, put him up front, do whatever you need to do. Just get him on the end of something. And he had that little run into the box, didn't he? And the shot just was a bit too close to the keeper. I think he's just took it upon himself. He's gone, right, I'm fucking getting a goal this season.
He's tried though, hasn't he? He's had a good few attempts.
He has, and you know what though? I think it's kind of spurred him on a bit as well, because his performances have improved massively, and it may be that he's playing right back rather than centre back, but I think we're really seeing the best of Joe Gomez again, and if that's spurring him on that he wants to get a goal, fucking long may it continue.
Yeah, hope he keeps it in the bar.
Yeah. I think a couple of others, just before we get onto the ones we want to highlight a bit more. Szoboszlai looked much more himself yesterday. I think West Ham made the mistake of affording him a lot of space. His goal was just sensational, but we're coming to get used to that already. Yeah, he just looked himself again. He looked confident on the ball. Didn't look flustered, didn't look like hurried. He was in control, and he played very, very well. Gakpo, another one, just thought wasn't spectacular, didn't really do anything like majorly eye-catching, but was kind of just always involved, and then obviously got his goal, which I thought he really deserved as well.
Yeah, with Szoboszlai, I think he's a confidence player. I think if he starts early and he misplaces a few passes, I think his head falls off. And I think with the crowd, the way our crowd is, we sigh, we make noises, we sort of let you know we can see you're not playing well. I think that gets to him a little bit. Yesterday we were fucking rallying behind the team. It was well better atmosphere. He grew into the game and was just what we expect from him. Quality. Gakpo again the same. Was involved in pretty much everything. Does exactly what we need him to do. He throws defenders out, and we can create space. He creates a lot of space for other players. I've seen people calling for him as well, saying he's not getting enough goals or assists. But we never moaned at Firmino, so give this lad the chance, because that's exactly what his role is, to create and open space up And if he can pop up for a goal like that every now and again as well, that was a fucking stunner. Because he scored 2 or 3 like that. Where he opens the space up and then he just puts it in bottom corner. But yeah, fucking quality.
Yeah, I mean, we said it last time out, didn't we? Like, I think Gakpo was probably being underutilized a bit in the system. And I don't know if it's because we're trying to make sure that Diaz is always in there or make sure that Nunez is always in there, but Gakpo is the one that seems to be missing out the most. So yeah, I'm just made up for him. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's fantastic. So made up he got his goal.
Got to look at the age of them as well, lads. Like at the age of our team, fucking hell. You had the likes of Gravenberch, who's 21, counted as down and out because he never quite got a game from Munich. Soboslai's what, 22, 23. Fucking Harvey Elliot, Curtis Jones. The only half fella's fucking Endo.
Yeah.
What an half fella.
And even him, he's only what, 29? It's like
29.
it's not
that role, lad. You can play that role till you're 36, 38 at a fucking decent level.
Look at Milner.
I know, but like fucking he we'll talk about him in a minute.
Yeah. Well, as I say, a few players we want to highlight in particular that we haven't mentioned yet. So we'll start with Endo. He's growing into his role every single game. He's getting better every single game. You can see him adapting to the speed of the Premier League and English football every single game. He's looking an absolute steal at the minute.
It's mad, isn't it? Like, again, he was one of them players because he went 75 million and he went 25 and he wasn't Jude Bellingham. Everyone wanted him dead before he kicked the ball. He was just one of them, some players like that, some like the Twitter fan base and that. People who were going the game, obviously a little bit cautious about him because he started off a bit slow, did make mistakes, was a little bit not up to speed with the Premier League and the cups we're in. And then all of a sudden, he's just cemented in that midfield, stands out every game he plays. And he's not just your average defensive mid. He doesn't, I compared him to like a Lucas or a Joe Allen who just, he'll get it and he'll play a simple ball and keep the ball tick, and he's not doing that.
No, he's not.
Setting up attacks, he's finding space. He knows where his first pass is going before he's received it. He's one touch. He gets us out of danger. You know, if he's got his back to the opponent's goal, if he's facing our goal, and he's got players running at him, he knows where they are. He knows what to do with the ball when his back's to the people chasing him. He's got that vision you need to play that position well. And again, he's not scared of a tackle. He's not scared of a booking. He's not scared to be called a shithouse rat. He just gets stuck in and he does the job for the shirt and the fans, and I'm fucking made up for him because I said the other day, he's seemingly as important as Fabinho was during that spell when he was quality. He's just got it. He makes them last ditch tackles where, you know, he could fucking break someone's leg, but he gets the ball first. And you know, that's what we've lacked. And I think that's the difference for us this season. He's got that engine on him that he just wants that fucking ball all the time. He's always available for a pass and he's always there for a tackle. So I just can't knock the lad. I think fucking put age aside, put transfer fees aside. If we bought him from Barcelona for more money, you're fucking delighted with him. So I think we've got to just enjoy him because he's fucking spot on.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. I think there was one moment last night, I think just summed them up, and the ball was at the edge of our box. And I don't know who the West Ham player was, and Endo was just kind of threw his whole body at the player and opened one part of him at him to stop the attack. And it's just like, you know what? Yeah, it's sound. Like, he hasn't endangered them or nothing like that, but he's just went, fuck it, just here's me.
Yeah.
Like, and that just sums him up, lad. He wants every ball. But he's always looking. He always wants the ball as well, though. Like you said, he's not like a Joe Allen, or maybe not Joe Allen. Joe Allen could pick a pass when he wanted to, but maybe more a Lucas. You know, Lucas maybe never was really looking for the ball. He was always looking to move it on, as you said, and Nendo's just not like that. But like I said, I think he's been an absolute bargain so far, and we said it a few times. You know, all the German football fans and football reporters who focus on German football were saying at the start of the season, like, it's an absolutely fucking mad signing for all the right reasons. It's an astute signing. It's going to be one of the bargains of the summer. It's going to end up being a brilliant signing, and so far they're right, and that's why you trust the people who watch German football and who write about German football, and not, fucking Brian from down the road who's never watched a minute of German football in his life, who said he was shit. So yeah, I'm made up for him. Absolutely made up for him. He's, like you said, he's a nailed on starter at the minute.
Yeah, he is. I think he fills the others with confidence as well. He's going to be there, and it's great to see. Like it's brilliant to have a player like that involved again, where you can just rely on him. He's reliable, and that's a massive thing at this football club. As long as you fucking graph for the shirt, mate, you're in, and no one can doubt that with him. But he isn't just a grafter. He isn't just a novelty who fucking like an ego biscuit. He's a really, really good player, and I think if he wasn't on the pitch, you'd miss him. So I think, in that role, McAllister's going to find it hard to get back in, because you physically can't take him out the team for McAllister, because McAllister can't do what he does. McAllister might be a lot better and a lot more easy on the eye going forward with his passing skills and that, but he doesn't do the other part of the game well yet, and he might do eventually. But for me, you're talking Endo be in that middle before anyone.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That's a massive compliment I can say to him, because the other midfielders we've got are fucking brilliant, but he's a vital part of that team now, and I think it's great. I love watching him, because you still you're watching him, you're expecting to do something mad, and he'll do a little mad turn and just play it out the opposite side, and you're like, fucking fair play to you, lad.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I'd just like to state that Jay's comment about Ego Biscan was not slander. We do not tolerate Ego Biscan slander on this podcast.
But you know what he did? He started off similar. He started off as a novelty, didn't he? Like I don't know, you could say like a fucking Nunez, where for every mistake he makes, he'll do two things right, and he just doesn't look like he should be any good. It's just funny to watch play football. And as his career went on with Liverpool, the Istanbul season, that it became a massive part of everything we were about.
Yeah.
And then he goes down in history as a player who won that trophy. But for the right reasons. It started off where you laughed at him a little bit. When he scored, it was funny because you're not expecting it. And then all of a sudden you are thinking, he can't play a bit.
Yeah. I just always remember the banner, Super Croat Ego Biscan used to be atrocious.
That was
yeah, it was. There's no creativity like that in banners and shit anymore.
I've got my photo with that in Dortmund.
Yeah, it was a belter. But yeah, Endo, fantastic again. Another player you wanted to particularly focus on was Harvey Elliott.
Magnificent. Every time he's played this season, in spells last season, he helped us massively. Before he got injured against Chelsea years ago, he was fucking a massive part of the first team, and he's gradually getting back in there. I love seeing him out wide. That's where he belongs. That's where he shines. He gets we used him so much as an outlet yesterday, like he was Mo Salah. No one was concerned that he wouldn't be able to do what you'd expect from a wide player, and he got into spaces and gaps you wouldn't expect to be able to. He just created space. He'd go one way and turn another. He'd play a ball backwards and then in behind goal. He was fucking everywhere. Like Endo, if there's a pass on, Endo or Harvey Elliott's going to be there to receive the ball. They're just fucking keen as fuck to have that ball. And no wasted passes, not trying too hard. He's just got it. He is going to be a superstar. I've got no doubt about it. An actual fucking superstar though. He's just got it. He's got the right attitude as well. He's fucking hungry, and I love that he was a Liverpool fan as a kid. I love that he's got you could say a fucking Scouse heart. He's got that passion, the same passion when he scores a goal as when he wins a tackle, and you can't buy that. I think he's a fucking super talent. Obviously, don't want to get overexcited about him because he's still only a fucking kid, but the world is his oyster. He's phenomenal, and when he turns up like that, he's just quality. I wanted to see him get a goal because he deserved it, but he was a massive part of everything we done that night, and I look forward to seeing him playing on the right more. It's great seeing him play centre mid, to see him get minutes, because even in centre mid, he's coming on and again he's winning the ball back. in games we're struggling, he's making us tick over. He's making things happen. He's had a few assists, a few goals already, and I think he's going to be one of them players you just can't wait to see on the fucking team. But playing him out, playing him centre mid for the sake of it to get him minutes, and then playing him where he absolutely shines on the right, I think it's a no-brainer now. I'd rather see him benched than bring Salah off every 70th minute for Elliot, and I'd be quite happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to see him make an impact from the start. I think there's been a lot of talk with him and Nunez, who we're going to come on to in a bit as well. But like, with the impact players, they always seem to be better coming off the bench, and he showed that he can be a threat and an impact from the start. Yes, so I was happy for him in that sense. I think a lot of his performances this season coming off the bench in midfield have been through necessity. Obviously, we have picked up a few injuries lately, so he's having to come on in midfield more because we've just haven't got quite as many options there. I think if we had the options, I think he would be coming on for Salah. But it was just nice to see. So used to Salah playing that right wing. I think Elliot starting there and having a completely different playing style to Salah was like it was like a breath of fresh air. A good, but not in obviously any way to slight Mo Salah. It was just so refreshing to see something different on that right hand side that West Ham probably weren't used to. Like Salah, he's one of them players who you know what he's going to do. Good luck trying to stop him, but you know what he's going to do. Elliot on the right wing, especially, that isn't the case. So I think that probably threw West Ham a little bit. I don't think they would have been expecting that.
Yeah, and again, like Mo Salah's going to go for goal 9 times out of 10, or trying to figure out the space where he can get a shot off. Elliot was doing the opposite. He was like stopping the ball dead and then waiting for someone to run in behind, and he had them on fucking pins. He had them on pins. I mean, I thought him and Gakpo teamed up well a number of times as well, getting him behind. Yeah, just a brilliant performance, and again, he performed like a key senior player. He's only a kid, and he stood out.
Yeah, I think he is a senior player now. I think you've got to class him in that. He's been playing first team football for us since he was 17, 18. Obviously in between a spell on loan at Blackburn, but he's been playing in the first team since he arrived essentially. So you've got to treat him as a senior player despite his age.
Yeah, is a senior player. I mean, like an experienced player, like fucking a senior, like a Milner, like a Salah, like someone you can rely on when you're playing the kids. I think he's at the point now where even though he is only a kid, you don't class him in that breath.
Yeah,
you're quite happy with him playing with a kid playing behind him. You'd feel assured that Harvey Elliott's got it in him to support someone of younger age now, because he's just a great young lad. I think he's got everything. He comes across a really decent lad, and he's a fucking great player, and he's a Liverpool fan. So long may that continue. Again, he's just got to be patient because you've got Mo Salah there, the best player in the world, playing in your position. How old is he now? 21.
Yeah, it might not even be 21 yet, to be honest.
21. So you've just got to be patient. But I don't think he's got any arrogance in him where he'd say, well, I deserve to be starting at Mo Salah. That's not the case. So, he'll be in his head, he'll be thinking, what's Mo got left in him? 2-3 years at the top. Let's fucking ride it and see where we go. But again, even Pep Linders, watching him when he was discussing his book and that, and he was going around all the players, he's seen on camera saying like Harvey Elliott, he's got the best left foot he's ever seen.
Yeah,
which is fucking bizarre because Mo Salah's in the same dressing room as him. But he can't have the ball.
Yeah. No, he's like you say, he's an established first team player now. He's been around the squad for for a good few years now. The injury was obviously a setback to him. And he's recovered and gone probably beyond what we even thought. We all wanted him to do well from the off because he's a Liverpool fan, because he's a young lad making a big move. And I don't think anyone really expected him to be where he is now, coming in every game. Like we were saying it the other week when he come on against Palace, he changes the game every time he comes on, whether he's playing in midfield, whether he's playing right wing. I don't think many people would have seen him having that much of an impact in a team this successful, this experienced at such a young age. So you can only credit him for that. I think the loan at Blackburn would have been absolutely massive for him. You know, getting a full proper season of first team football under a manager at the time, Tony Mowbray, who's known for developing youth players in the right way, bringing players through and stuff like that. So it would have been ideal for him, and he's just kicked on to no end. So like you said, long may it continue.
And it's good as well, lad, because you see, like, say players at like Man United and that, young players, they come through and they end up fucking nowhere because they're just arrogant. They end up arrogant. They get the contract, they become arrogant. Maybe like a Jordan Ag, so to say. We thought he was going to be the next Sterling, got his big contract, fucking crashed his car or whatever, and just wasn't asked about footy anymore. And I know he had his mental health issues and that, but I think the young age now, I think the money's too big. Like, for instance, how Conor McGregor's lost his hunger. He got to the top, earned loads of money, couldn't be asked. I think a lot of kids are like that now, so it's credit again to the young lads in our academy who are coming through, getting big contracts, driving decent cars, having nice houses, but still have the hunger for the game and playing for the shirt, because it's a different game now, and kids expect it. But he's just plodding on as what he would in the 70s and 80s. He's cracking on. He's got respect for the fans, respect for the shirt, carried himself well, and fair play to him. Wish I was.
I think there's an element of, like, you mentioned like players coming through for United and teams like that, and like I think a lot of the time it can boil down to how they come into the team. You look at someone like, say, Marcus Rashford. I know he's obviously older now, but when he first come into the team, it was because they had no one else. He come in, made an impact, scored, like, I think he scored 4 goals in his first 2 games for the club. He has the media, all the attention on him immediately, and then he's like, well, they're all saying I'm the next big thing. I want a big contract and things like that. And to be honest, I don't think Rashford actually got that arrogance about him, but it's like that. And I think with Liverpool, the way we've done it is we're bringing these players through slowly. We're bringing them through because we want to bring them through, not because we have to bring them through. The earning the chance, and I think when they are making an impact, they've earned the way up to that, instead of like one. It happened years ago. Federico Makeda, they brought him on because they had no fucking players, and he scored a worldie. But
cost us the league, that cunt.
I know he did, but what I'm saying is, you look at him now, and he's playing in like Greece or something like that. He went to Cardiff after United. It's like he had the biggest high on his debut and then went nowhere. But because they had to bring him in, it was probably too early for him. We haven't done that. We're letting him develop properly.
And that's what I love. Even Harvey Elliott, people, like, the way we perceive it. Oh, he's 20 now. He's been at the club 3 or 4 years and he's still not starting. He must be shit. No, he's getting bedded in until he's fully there. No point wasting his talents because we want to fucking rush him in. He's getting used and utilised as he should be, as and when needed, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, definitely. One player I did want to just quickly say a big shout out to as well, from last night, before we get onto the other 2 I want to talk about in a bit more detail. Conor Bradley coming off the bench. I thought he was absolutely brilliant.
His first touch to Mo Salah was quality.
Yeah, he's one to look out for him. Like, I think they've wanted to bring him into the fold a bit earlier than they have done, and I think he got an injury at the start of the season, but
yeah, he did.
Like, he was unbelievable at Bolton last season. Sorry, player of the year for them. I think he got in the league's team of the year as well. But again, he's another one. I think he's like 21 himself. He's another one we've took our time, made sure he's actually ready, and now without his injury, he's going to get the time to develop and be a part of the squad.
Yeah, fucking say, come on, Yesty. I haven't seen loads of him, to be honest, but when I have seen him, he's always been all right. But he just straight away, Yesty. It's so easy to let that ball run under your feet and feel a cunt in front of the cop. But just the first time touch, like, he controlled it to Mo Salah. It was fucking lovely.
Yeah, now big future for him. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. The 2 others I particularly wanted to look at first, someone we speak about probably every single episode at the minute, but Darwin Nunez didn't get his goal, but I think that was the Darwin Nunez we want to see last night. Everything else was spot on. The pass to Jones for that, for his first goal, like, I'd expect a Szoboszlai to be playing that pass, not a Nunez.
Yeah, again, I think he played out wide, didn't he?
Hmm.
Started out wide, and I think that's where he needs to be. I think it's got to be a case of when I think you've got to have Nunez or Diaz, you've got to have Jota or Gakpo, and you've got to have Elliot or Salah, so to say. But he's got to be involved in the game, and you know, if he's playing out wide, you can put the balls over the top, you can put the balls in behind, and he can be there. Yeah, he needs to learn the offside rule.
Yeah,
he needs
definitely.
to develop football brain from somewhere or find one and take it off someone, whatever, because he hasn't got a brain. But yeah, he done nothing wrong yesterday other than be offside 5 times. But that's what you know. He grinded, he worked, he fucking tackled, he won the ball back, he pressed them, he made them feel uncomfortable every time they had it near their box, and yeah, he got the assist. Could have had a goal. Fantastic save onto the post.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, not one of them. I said on the last episode, I'm losing my patience with him, getting frustrated with him. Was frustrated with him yesterday with the offsides, but it's more frustrating if it was fucking Kevin Davies of Bolton, who's fucking 4 miles an hour at sprint. Yeah, you might be dead close to the shoulder. He's the fucking recorded the fastest sprint in the Premier League. He's the fastest player in the league. He could take 3 or 4 yards and still beat most defenders to the ball. Yeah. Fucking stay hard, you big cabbage. But it baffles me. But no, again, I love seeing him in that moment where he's fucking battling and he's fighting and he's winning the ball back, and that's what he's about. So for me, I like to see him out wide. I think that's where he's at his best. It's where he's most dangerous. You've seen the goal. The goal he nearly scored, where he's come in from out wide, he's cut in, and he's done what he does. Looking out, nearly led to a goal as well. So yeah, I think that we need to. It's credit to him that he's still working hard. That United game, you can't say other than the United game he doesn't try. But I just think that was a case of we fucking couldn't get the ball anywhere near him. He was just blocked. Didn't have the ball much to do much with it. So you just put that down to a bad day at the office. Now we fucking all calm down. Bad day at the office. If he develops your brain and learns to stay on side, there's a fucking player in there. You know, I've compared him to Torres, bits of Suarez, bits of Dirk Out. He's got a bit of everyone in him. He's just not at the level of any of them.
Yeah.
But he's still 22. He's still got all the time in the world to fucking get to them levels. But he has got to start contributing with more numbers now. He can't keep having these little dips in form where he just goes off the boil and doesn't score, doesn't set up. You know what I mean? But he's got one to Szoboszlai. He's got one yesterday. So,
I mean, I think his numbers are still up there. You know what I mean? I think that's now. I think it's 15 goals and assists in all competitions this season. Only Salah's got more than him. So I think, but that's the thing. I think you can't just put it down to just numbers, can you?
No, it's just a period of time. Like I think he got 40 goals and assists in about fucking 10 games or something, and he hasn't had nothing since.
Yeah.
But no, again, you can't knock his attitude. You can't knock his desire. I love how much he loves being here. Like the first one to the Cup yesterday, he done like his own little parade around the pitch, run around to the left of the Cup, to the right of the Cup, down to the main stand, and he just loves being here. And we've got to just, we've got to get behind the lads. I said last week, he is frustrating me, but there's people who are going, right, I fucking can't bear him anymore, I can't support him. Fuck off then. If you're going to go to the match and you're not going to cheer a lad who does something good just to be stubborn, fuck off. Simple as that. But yesterday, I stood up and clapped him, as did 90% of the other fans in the ground. So you've got to he's here, he's playing in red. He's a fucking danger when he's on it. So just get behind.
Yeah, definitely. The other one I just want to talk about is probably the most divisive player in Liverpool's squad at the minute for some fucking reason. I don't understand why. But Curtis Jones, spending too much time online. I think that's why I think that. But yeah, Curtis Jones was just. I wasn't surprised by how well he played last night, but I just think it's one of the first games in a while where he's been again, like a bit like Szoboszlai, he was afforded the space, and I think if you give Curtis Jones space, he's one of the most dangerous players in our squad. He's just as I always say, the one thing he's still got to just work on a bit is them games where he's not going to have the time on the ball and things like that, and releasing the ball a bit sooner in certain games. But last night, I mean, he had freedom of the ground essentially.
Freedom. Yeah, do you know, he's another one lad that he grows into a game, and if the first part of his game starts going well, he starts growing in confidence, he starts going more forward, and he starts believing in himself a lot more. The fans get on his side instead of on his back, and he grows and he grows and he grew and grew yesterday. Again, stood out a fucking mile yesterday. We discussed when he wasn't playing, we were missing him. He's versatile. He can do an all right role in the number 6 or assist in the number 6. Where if he's not there, you can rely on Curtis Jones to be back, to at least fucking pick up a card or pick up do a foul, whatever. But he has more things going forward at goal. He's got a fucking great strike on him, great dribbling ability. He's good at holding the ball up. He's got a good vision. He's everything you want in a midfielder. He's just unfortunately from Liverpool, and loads of people can't stand it, which fucking blows my mind. But it's the same people, like when you moan about day tippers on the internet, these are the people who take offence and they start going on about all the Scousers. Oh, this Scouser didn't sing, and this Scouser was eating a hot dog instead of singing "You Never Walk Alone." Sound? But you haven't mentioned the other people in the ground. So I think there is just an agenda between some of our not so local fans against anything that's to do with the city. It's fucking baffling. But again, Curtis Jones, Scouser, fucking world at his feet. He's got all the potential in the world to go where he needs to go. We've just got to get behind him. Wherever you're from in the fucking world, he's a fucking young lad who's living his dream, trying his hardest, and he's got fucking talent. And we've seen that yesterday. We've seen it before. We've seen it from the age of fucking 17 when he's killing them worldies. Do you know what I mean? So fucking, he's growing into it now. He's becoming a man, and he's a man that we've said ourselves we miss when he's not in the team, or in the squad at least. Yeah. He can change a game, and he can make stuff happen. So yeah, fucking delighted for it. It's great. I think the second one, his reaction to the cop, I think it was just relief. It's just a dream in it to do that and score a goal in that fashion. Yeah. Fucking out of this world, that goal. Both of them were brilliant. The first one was our end. We were fucking both at our end. First one was we couldn't see because we were by the corner flag and everyone leans forward. Everyone fucking leans forward to see what's happening, and we just couldn't. We seen him hit the ball, but we couldn't see it go in. It was shocked to the core that it went in because the angle was ridiculous. But again, it's not even seeing the highlights. He looks up, he looks across goal, sees there's no one there, and goes for it, and it's a fucking perfect finish. He's aimed through the keeper, and he's got
the only thing he could have done. Like fair play to him.
Yeah, brilliant. And then the second goal, wow.
Well, that's what I was saying. He gave him so much space, and he's just gone. I'm just going to run into it.
Gerrard, Sheffield United. I think it's Sheffield United.
Chef Wednesday, his first goal for us.
Yeah, Gerrard. It's just the same.
Yeah,
very similar. He's letting the ball and his body. It's mad. The ball's moving slowly, and he's manipulating defenders with his body. Like he's not moving the ball; he's moving him. I fucking loved it.
No, it was a great goal, thoroughly deserved. Like we said, fantastic performance all around. And it puts us into the half of the next round. Fulham over 2 legs. It's a game we should win, but we won't. Not obviously going to get ahead of ourselves. Having the first leg at Anfield's a bit shit. Bit disappointed in that, but would have rather it be the other way around. But I mean, it's not like away goals counting it or anything, or at least I hope they don't. I'm just going off the Champions League. Yeah, look. The only one I wanted to avoid in the semi was Chelsea. I'll be honest.
I Chelsea.
Did you?
Yeah, over 2 legs, it just makes more sense, and it's fucking boring playing them in the final.
I know, but Middlesbrough winning that anyway. But no, I don't know. I just thought to myself, 2-0 in the semi-finals is like just boring, innit? Like, it's what I come to expect against Chelsea now. So,
No, I think I wanted Chelsea over 2 legs. I think it makes more sense. Obviously, it's a you feel like you fucking won the cup then if you beat Chelsea in the semis. But we can't disrespect anyone. We've seen what Fulham fucking done to us at Anfield. We struggled. They're a fucking good team in good form. They'll throw everything at that. Absolutely everything. So again, we've got to go strong. We've got to go for it. And we've got to just fucking try and get to Wembley. But I'm almost certain we will. I think if we should go super strong in the first leg and try and blow them away, to be honest.
Yeah, that's my thinking.
Yeah, blow them away at Anfield and then fucking see out what happens at their ground. But
yeah, you're absolutely right there. We can't disrespect them. I think it probably would have made more sense Chelsea over 2 legs, in fairness. But as I say, I just couldn't be bothered with 2 0-0s. In my head, that's just all I seen was 0-0, 0-0, and both legs, and it was going to pens anyway. So yeah, look, Fulham, like you said, tough game, did in good form. Scored 3 at Anfield last time, so got to give them credit. So it's not going to be easy. But
don't get me wrong, sorry, at Anfield they didn't fucking do anything. We battered them. We were brilliant against Fulham, but we were just leaky in defence. They had a few attacks and they punished us every fucking time. So if we've got to play a strong side and we've got to have a defence that's fucking well set up because we know they can attack. But again, it was pretty much exactly like the West Ham game, the same as the United game where they didn't pose much threat. Only every fucking bastard shot went in. So it can't be like that again. But I don't think it will be.
No, me neither. So something to look forward to, obviously, in January. Games coming thick and fast already. It's nice that we haven't got to worry about Europa till March at least, anyway. Because if we get to the final, at least the Carabaos will be done then, anyway. Regardless of if we have 2 more games in it or 3. So, yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Like this is what you want. You want to be involved in all the competitions as long as possible. So.
Yeah, I don't understand it again. Before we got into the Europa League, people were saying they'd rather not be in it. I think I might have even said it at one point because you want to concentrate on the league. And then once you're in it, you fucking want to win every cup you're in. If you're in the cup, if we'd have got knocked out last night, I'd have been fucking devastated. I'd have been gutted because it's a fucking chance of a trophy slips you by. Like imagine being a blue. Imagine being a blue and having a goalie with tiny arms that can't save a penalty. It's fucking our ass, but sorry, I had to get that in. Yeah, I just think you're there. You're practically there, nearly at Wembley. Fucking go for it. Go for that. And then the Europa League again. You see, for instance, touch wood, you end up lifting the Carabao Cup in February. And then you go into the Europa League. You're going for your second cup. You're still in a title race. You're still in the FA Cup. It's a fucking dream. We've seen what it's like when you're going for a quadruple. It's not quite the same with the Europa League, but it's 4 trophies that we want to put our hands on and we want to win. And if we do, there'll be fucking parties for months. So let's go for the lot of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you say title race there, big one, obviously Saturday now. Arsenal. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very difficult. I expect them to come with a point to prove after last season, in all honesty. They've strengthened well. Declan Rice come in, and as you'd think he'd played for Arsenal his whole career. In fairness, the way he settled, I think Havertz is one of them. I think he's a bit of he won't do anything in the game, but he'll pop up like back post or something. You know what I mean? He's just one of them type of players, I think. But I think their fans like him. Their fans supportive of him. The manager clearly trusts him, and I think he could be another one of them players who just needs the support around him. And he's finally got that. He's starting to twit the ground a bit for them now. So it's going to be our hardest game of the season. It's going to be harder than City. I think. I'm looking forward to it, but it's a massive test.
I don't know. I think they've been a bit like us. I don't think they've reached their full potential yet. We're still in second gear and we're nearly top of the league. I think they're practically second, third gear, and they've had blips where they've looked shit. So I don't know. I think it depends what Liverpool. I think if Liverpool turn up full strength and full on it, we piss it. I think we batter them. But That's my overconfidence. I think we're a better team than them. I think our system is better. I think we run better. I think everything we do is better. But it just depends. I think they're just a bit more consistent in how they grind their results out. Not necessarily this season, but I don't know. I'm confident. West Ham games give me confidence because we can get in behind teams that do sit in deep. I don't think Arsenal are going to sit in, as you've discussed before. Sometimes we're better against your Cities and your Arsenal and that. They're going to come at us. They've got a point to prove. They want to stay top of the league. They're not going to sit in for a point, not a fucking chance. So I think we use it to our advantage and we just try and pick them off. Let us play like the away team for once at home, because we never do it. Other teams do it. They let you have the ball and you just pick it off, and that's where you win these type of games, 2-3-0. Know what I mean? It just depends what Liverpool turn up for me. If our defence plays like it did against Fulham, you could concede 3 or 4. If our attack turns up like it did against Fulham and West Ham, you could score 3 or 4. So it just depends which Liverpool turns up. I think our destiny's in our hands. I don't think there's anyone better than us. I think it's what Liverpool turns up.
Yeah. It's a tough one because, you're right. It just depends what Liverpool turn up. Obviously Villa played before both of us. So they'll have an eye on the game. They could be top of the league by the time we play. Which is
mad, isn't it?
A mad sentence to say,
I'm
but fair play to them.
Just looking at the league table now. So what? Villa 38 on par with us. Arsenal 39. So yeah, fucking hell. So as I've said, lads, if Arsenal beat us, say Arsenal we scored an own goal and Arsenal beat us 1-0, like, I'm not going to be disheartened, because all I wanted to be within fucking 9 points of the league title at Christmas. That's what I wanted. Quite happy if we were in the top 4 comfortably and within 9 points of the title at Christmas time. You're doing all right. This point's going to be dropped in the new year from all of us. I just wanted to be in the conversation. We're well in the conversation. Aston Villa, you can't disregard them, because I'm not going to say, it's only Aston Villa. They'll fall apart. They mightn't. They're looking strong. They're looking one of the better football teams in the league at the minute. They're looking one of the strongest. They're looking one of the best units as a team. They actually look like a fucking team. It's not loads of flukes. So, yeah, we've got to just enjoy the roller coaster, lad. But as I say, I do think our destiny's in our hands, and it's what Liverpool turns up. If we drop points, it'll always be down to something we've done wrong, as opposed to what another team's done right, in my eyes. I think it'll be what player cost us a goal, what player didn't score a goal, what referee cost us a goal. It's always going to be down to what we do or what a referee does. I don't think anyone's going to know players. I actually don't.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right. Just, can you imagine how scary Arsenal would actually be if they just stuck with Emery all this time? Would have been ridiculous.
He's a fantastic manager, absolutely fantastic manager, and as good as Arteta's been, I think he lacks something that Emery's got. Emery's just got that experience of winning, and Arteta get to get it. So fingers crossed that he's fucking falls short again on the weekend.
Yeah, no, I do think it's going to be a tough game. I think, I think player for player, with other than like the odd 1 or 2 positions, I think it's a close battle between each of them individually, speaking anyway. So yeah, it's going to be a good game. It's the top 2. It's the biggest game of the season now so far. So we've got to, like you say, we've got to turn up, make sure the right Liverpool turn up, make sure that the crowd turn up, as Klopp's been asking. Yeah, it could be it's season defining if we win.
Yeah, by no means am I disregarding Arsenal or saying they're not great. They are great. They're brilliant. As I say, I just think they're in that moment with us where neither of us have hit our full potential yet. Maybe once or twice in the odd game where we've looked like unbelievable. Us last night for one of them, but I don't think either of us have got off. Like, imagine when we do, fucking hell, the top two, only still in second and third gear. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, brilliant team, but I don't fear them. I don't fear them, and I'm contradicting myself because I said I think on the last podcast, if we defend like we did against how United cut us open at times, we could concede 3 or 4, but it's just how you feel on the day at this moment in time. After yesterday, I'm quite happy and quite content. I think we let them have a bit more of the ball and we try and pick them off, and we just need to play a system that suits us on the day. Mightn't be as entertaining as we'd like to see, but don't get me wrong, I'm talking shit because I know Klopp's not going to turn up to Anfield and try and defend and hit them on the counter. He's not. He hasn't got it in him. But I'd like to see that if it was guaranteed 3 points. But it's going to be. I don't think it's got any chance of being a 0-0 at all. I think there's going to be goals. I think the best team will win comfortably. That's my thing. I think whoever plays, turns up on the day, wins comfortably. And hopefully it's us. I think, say, Klopp's had to go with the fans yesterday using my fucking picture all over Sport Bible or whatever it is, the bastards. All stood up at the front of the Kop, fucking all engrossed in the game, and they've put us as the picture for the poster, shouting at the fans, fucking bastards. But yeah, he's got it. He'd like to have a moment the fans behind him again. It's like a fucking, if you want to go for a catch up with your mates, go to the pub, invite them round to your house, give your ticket to someone else. Where he's wrong with that is that you can't just give your ticket to someone else. You've got to be your friend and family, or you've got to win a golden fucking ticket. It's the system's shite, so he needs to speak to the owners. But Kop was sound yesterday. It was as you'd expect, loads of young local kids in, loads of families. You know, I think I got my ticket came from a lad from Coventry who came to meet us. So again, no disrespect to anyone who's not from the city. It is just great to see young locals in there with the families and proper eager and starry-eyed, watching Trent do his thing and fucking Nunez and Salah. It's boss to see how excited the young groups get. Bumped into me mate who was with his lad, and even I was like, fucking hell, there's Mo Salah, there's Trent, because they were that close. It was fucking brilliant. Yeah, hopefully the crowd get behind us. It's got to be hostile. It's got to be a bit fucking nasty. And as he said, it shouldn't take a fucking foul or an argument with the opposition manager to get it like that, start like that. Yeah. Just think of Arsenal goosing your beard and just flip. Just go for it.
Yeah, there you go. If any of the players are listening, which I highly, highly, highly doubt you are, there's your motivation. Arsenal are goosing your beard. The full football club is goosing your beard.
It was the fans I was after. The players won't need motivating, but the fans with the prawn shinies on that main stand, mate, they need fucking jibbing.
Well, that's it. I mean, I think someone said it last night. You know, the atmosphere was obviously better. Still wasn't as great as what it can be, but it was definitely better. And I just think, you know, there would have been less 300-400 quid tickets going for last night. And that's the difference.
Again, it's not about like, if you're paying 400 quid for a ticket, go out your fucking mind. I'm paying 400.
That's what I'd be like.
Go out your fucking mind. Get thrown out. Get nicked. Spend the night in a fucking shell. Have flares. Have tattoo the referee. Do whatever you fucking want. Go ballistic. Enjoy yourself. Get your money's worth. Don't sit there recording it for fucking £400. You can watch it on the telly for nothing. Get a fire stick. Go to the pub. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to sit recording it, just watch it through the recording instead of through your phone. But if you're paying 400 quid a ticket, lad, fucking hell, and you just sat there trying to take in the atmosphere, you're a massive problem. They don't realise they need to be getting involved. Even if you don't know the songs, just fucking shout loud noises. Even if you actually just shout loud noises over and over again.
Yeah, just be Brick from Anchorman.
Yeah, loud noises. That's as long as you're making noise, and it doesn't matter. When we roar, we're not all making the same fucking sound, but when it's in unison, it's fucking horrible. Yeah. So that's all you need to do. Get behind the players, fucking clap them, stay till the end. Do you know what I mean? If you pay you pay £100 to go and watch the Blood Brothers in the theatre, you're not getting off before the end, do you? To drive home. You don't.
No, you don't.
But something that plays with our lives. Football dictates our fucking moods, how our week goes, how we see the world, and you leaving fucking like the amount of people who left before we scored against Fulham, fucking made up. Ha. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Deserve.
It's one of them, innit?
Rant over.
But look, big game, should be a fantastic game of football. Not like the United game where neither team really got going well, as well as we could have done at least anyway.
I've just got to pause you a sec because my battery's on charge, but it's still going down instead of up. It's on 2%.
Right.
So
Well,
just apologise.
let's try and wrap this up then. So it's been a while. I asked for some questions. We got 3, all from your little Jedi, so you know what to expect. So I'm gonna go right into them. First one. Turns out Brexit really means Brexit, and Santa isn't exempt. He can't get into the UK to deliver his presents this Christmas, and needs a Liverpool player, past or present, to take the reins for one night and one night only. You can choose the player. Who are you choosing?
Darwin Nunez. Fucking Nunez. He'll be on the back of the reindeers, on the front of the reindeers. Be fucking boss. Yeah, Darwin Nunez. I think he'd be like half the Grinch, half the real Santa. He'd take presents from one house and put it in another just to be a prick. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. I'll say John Barnes, because he was just fucking absolutely rapid and would just be in and out of houses. You wouldn't even see him. Just he'd be in, gone. There's your presents in a bit. Next house, streets done in 3 minutes. Like he's laughing. Perfect.
I can see Darwin Nunez now with a little pair of antlers on, a little red nose, just flying out the sack.
I mean, if you've seen the video, he's already done that. By the way, he sounds fully Scouse when he says, "How are we?"
How are we?
Right, next one. Which Liverpool player or manager would you like to play you in a biopic about your life and why?
Which Liverpool player or manager?
Yeah. I misread it earlier. I thought he just asked for manager, which made it so much harder. But I mean, I'm still not really sure. But
Who'd play me?
David Fairclough.
David.
Oh, Alberto Moreno.
Yeah, I'll have Moreno. Fucking hell, when I was a stone lighter. Get back, Man United. Get back.
Fucking hell, for me, I don't know.
Kiriakos.
Nah, he was too skinny.
I don't think you had to play your size.
Fucking Razor a few years ago.
Yeah, fucking hell. You have to have Razor, lad.
Yeah, I'll go Razor just because he's fucking. Even now, he's just hilarious, and so I'll take that. I'll have it with that. Last one then. John Henry needs cheering up again because Linda said she's getting a breast reduction in the new year, but he wants something funny to watch rather than uplifting. Name a funny on-pitch moment you'd show him. I'd be showing Lucas Leiva's attempt from 30 yards out.
Against Everton?
Yeah.
Oh,
And he hasn't specified the Liverpool moment there, by the way, so fucking choose anything you want, because mine isn't a Liverpool moment, but I'll let you go first.
Fucking can't think of anything that's funny. The only thing I can really think of, Robbie Fowler sniffing the line. Yeah, Robbie Fowler sniffing the line, but then a clip of Gerard Houlier's post-match interview where he was saying it was about Rigobert's song and the sheep and the grass. Nothing to do with drugs. Fucking fantastic.
Yeah, fair play. I mean, if I was going to choose a Liverpool one, I'd probably go, just because I know he was all right, I'd go Phil Babb in the post. Just, yeah. But
just because he was all right, was it less funny if he was hurt? I think he was hurt, mate.
He probably was at the time, but I mean, he's been sad afterwards, so you can laugh now. But no, my actual moment that I'm choosing, again, it's not a Liverpool moment, but a few years ago, about 10 years ago now, Sunderland beat Chelsea 3-0 at Stamford Bridge. Asamoah Gyan scored a goal, started dancing in the corner, and Bolo's Endo went over and joined them, and it's the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my life. It's fucking hilarious. I can't contain me laughter with that one. It's hilarious. Yeah,
I've just got another one. Another one. The ball gets hit by a Liverpool centre half It's about to go over the bar, and an Everton goalkeeper saves it from going out onto his own crossbar, and Divock Origi scores. The only time he had decent-sized arms, and it cost him a goal. Fucking crack.
Yeah.
Or the
We
time when
kicked them off now.
we were playing Everton, right?
And that's it.
We were drawing, and I think it was Westerveld. And Westerveld hit the ball out. It hit John Hutchinson on the back, and just before it crossed the line, the referee blew for full time. It only happened to Everton.
Fucking hell. There's that corruption you talk about.
Oh, there was this time, right? We had a free kick about 40 yards out, and
just like American Pie lad. This one time at Bank Camp.
The Everton wall to move, and he did.
You got any more? Like,
just move there for us, lad. Come on, sound. What else have we got?
Just when we play Everton in general, really.
Yeah. There was a time when they sold us one of their best players, and then he scored past them. Nick Barmby.
Yeah. Looking
at
Didn't Abel Xavier also score against them in the same season?
Sure he did, yeah.
I feel like he did. I don't know why, but I'm not sure.
I'm sure he did. Yeah, fucking great times then, mate. Great time.
Fucking hell.
What else? Yeah. I remember Jeffers having a fight with Westerveld and Steve Staunton going and goal.
Fucking hell.
That was great. Good old days, lad.
I know, yeah. Franny Jeffers, fucking hell, what a crap.
I've worked in his house. And he's got his Arsenal Premier League trophy on the wall.
I mean, it's the only thing of note he ever got in his career, to be fair, and it had nothing to do with Everton, so, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, what a terrible player he was. How we fluked his way to a 10 mil move to Arsenal at the time when you had fucking Nicholas Anelka and Thierry Henry and players like that, and then you bring in Franny Jeffers off the bench. Fair play, like he's absolute. That's the equivalent of that fella who claimed he was George Weah's cousin. Just he's fluked it completely. I'm a big fan of it. Which
there was a time when an Everton manager accused one of our players of diving, and then he scored, and he went and dived in front of us.
Shouldn't you've kicked them off now with that one, lad? Yeah. Well, look, his battery is about to die. Before he starts thinking of any more, and he dies mid.
There was a time when Everton qualified for Europe, and we won the European Cup and knocked them out. Wow, I love it.
We didn't even knock them out, but it's still funny.
You know what I mean?
No, the bald, corrupt, greatest referee of all time, Pierluigi Collina, knocked them out. Apparently, if you ask them, not the fact that they lost both games, had nothing to do with it. I've seen now just to mention it. Like obviously, Bill Kenwright had his memorial the other day, and so now it's Bill Kenwright's fault. All of a sudden, that you've been terrible for all these years. It's not the corruption of the Premier League anymore.
Bill.
Until next game, of course, when it will be the corruption of the Premier League, and they can't stick to a story.
He's sacking the board and sacking the Prem soon. Don't worry about it. They'll be back to normal. They've had they'll have a little dip in negativity where they do all right for a week or two, and then you'll be back to normal. So
yeah. Fingers crossed. But look, as I say, going to wrap it up there just because his battery is dying and I don't want it to just cut out mid-sentence on him because then we look like amateurs and that is not something we're definitely not. But look, probably you're not going to wait for him again now until after Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope you have a boss time and hopefully the Reds are top of the table at Christmas and stay there. Yeah,
we'll see. But as I've said, I'm not putting down on it. No negativity. But if we're not quite top of the league come Christmas, it fucking suits us as well. So either way, if we're top, happy days. But if we're not, we're bleeding down their necks. And we will catch them. I've got no doubt about it. We will catch them. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks everyone for listening again. As I say, Merry Christmas. Hope you all have a boss day. And until next time, up the Reds. Up the Reds.